Welcome everybody to the Neverending Build IRL edition. We gotta go get this gotta get the chain undone. I see I got a tree right across the road there. I wonder if I'm gonna be able to get around that. We're coming in on the property for the first time this year. It is April the 24th, 2026. Yeah. Smells wonderful up here. It's been a lot of snap off, a whole lot of snap off. Look, there's one right there. That's pretty nasty. This one just broke off. I see I got another one down over here. This one right here. Good gracious. The winters are harsh up here. I'm coming in on the property after, last time I was in was October, end of October of 2025. So that's last year. It's been 6 months. I'm not liking the fact that that fan's coming on. Hang him right there for now. Let's get this guy inside and get him shut off so he'll maybe cool down on his own. All right. Don't like the idea of having vehicle troubles when we get up here. It's a scary thought. Wow, man, there's another one. That is the top of, what is that the top of? Top of one of those, I bet. I think we can get around it. Oh, goodness gracious, do I ever have a lot of cleanup to do out here. Man. Whew. All right, well, that's the subject of this particular trip. It's unfortunate, but every once in a while, you really do have to just sort of get busy and do some cleanup. Particularly, you got to do this in the spring. It's been bad these last couple years coming in. I'm just going to back up. I got a lot of stuff, equipment to unload that's in the back of the van, so I'm just going to back right toward the barn here. Make that a little bit less of a long carry of equipment. And here we are. There's the fan again. Okay, well, the vehicle's driven along. It's about a 340, maybe 370 mile drive to get here. I don't recall. It's 2:13. That's amazing. I happen to have looked down at that clock just as I left the speedway where I picked up ice for my cooler. Let's get this up. We don't want any squirrels getting in. Yeah, I hear you. And it was 8:30 a.m. And it's 5 hours and 45 minutes. It's normally a 6-hour drive to get up here. That I made it in less than that is actually pretty good. I only stopped once. Stopped at the rest area one time. Stopped at when I got off the interstate and grabbed a sandwich and filled the tank up. Five hours and 45 minutes or so. End to end. That's good time. So, now that we're here, first step is always the reconnoiter. You gotta go around and look at everything and just see what you're up against. Good Lord, am I ever up against a lot here. Okay. Where'd this come from? It's the top of that. That one was dead. Didn't come down and break anything. If I get those branches all cleaned up, that oak tree might stand back up. This is in April. It's kind of surprising. I leave Central Ohio to come up here, and by the time I get up here, you've driven about 3 or 4 weeks back into the past in terms of the season. So it's not, spring has barely begun here. I drove out of a place where the leaves were all on the trees, and now by the time I get here, it looks kind of dead. It's not though. By the time middle of the season comes around, this place will fill in quite nicely, and it looks like you're in the woods. Here in April, it kind of looks like you're in the middle of nowhere. So this is all going to have to be cleaned up. Get that oak tree fixed. I got another one here. That's where that snapped off from. I get less and less tree cover in here every time I come in because something snaps off. I see I got more stuff back there. Oh God, I'm going to be doing this all weekend. So the theme of this trip, and I have arbitrarily decided that I'm going to entitle this trip Season 4, Episode 1. This is the 4th year I'm in on this project in earnest. See something weird going on over there at the pond, so we're going to go take a look at that. And so this is the arrival on the property for this season, 2026. Another snap off right there. That's an old oak. Didn't hit the building. I should be glad for that. That one I think was down last year. So, oh my God, I'm gonna need to get the chainsaw out. This guy was down last year as well. He had to get pulled. He was actually laying right over top of the barn. So I had to chain him up and drag him out into the corner, and he kind of got up there. I left him where he was because he's keeping that one that's really, really dead from, well, if it were to fall, it would fall against this thing first. That thing is really dead. Wow, it's really dead. I really should bring that down too, but I don't know how to without, I'd have to rope that one. Ugh, oh my God. Let's go have a look at what's going on down here. The beavers appear to have split. Interesting. There's their lodge. It's a little difficult to see from here. Right there. That lump out there. No, that's it. That's it over there. They might have moved it again. But they don't appear to be busy right now. They would not let it get down to this level. And I know there hasn't been a problem up here with water. Oh goodness. Wow. Oh my gosh. I had heard the water levels up here had gotten to dangerous levels. This all feels wet. This feels like it's been up. I'll bet you this pond, let's see who that is. It's Frontier. They're trying to sell me fiber internet, I'm sure. It looks like this got so high that the dam naturally broke. That is amazing. That's really incredible. I haven't seen the bottom of this pond in a very long time, which reminds me, I'm going to go over here and take a look at something bad I did. So up here, getting rid of garbage actually turns out to be a difficult task, like quite a difficult task. And the most difficult thing to get rid of all is masonry, like bricks. And so, yeah, I came over here and tossed a bunch of them in the water. You know, I was telling myself that, you know, that'll make places for the fish to hang out. Yeah, it just made a goddamn mess is what it did. Look at that. I'll have to get down in here and clean that too this year. The whole pond is just down. It's just gone. It's incredible. I wonder what this is going to look like midsummer. I guess we're going to get to find out unless some beavers get busy again. I don't know. With something as catastrophic as this, will they bother? I'm going to go take a look at that dam. That is surprising. The last year, this pond was bigger than it had ever been. That whole dock has been fully underwater for the last 3 years. If the water truly goes down this year, that might get me the opportunity to get out there and finally get that stuff pulled out up into the fire pit and burned. That would be nice if that happened. I guess I came up here thinking this first trip would be cleanup, but now I'm looking at it and realizing that this whole year is going to be cleanup, isn't it? This whole year, every single trip, every month I get up here, I'm going to be doing nothing but hauling wood. This guy was down last year and I did not bother cleaning him up. This guy, though, was not. I have no idea what would cause him to just bend over like that. What a strange thing that is. Let's go have a look at the dam. Wow, catastrophic beaver dam failure. The beaver regulators will be out here to determine what the cause of the failure was. See if we see any tracks of something that we would rather not meet up with. I see a lot of deer track. That's fine. I don't mind meeting up with deer. You get considerably larger and furrier than that, and I'm going to be worried. This down here is, I think, they might have moved down, because I've seen this water level here rising the last 2 seasons. It's getting bigger and bigger. I wonder if they have moved downstream, or if maybe their kids have moved downstream. I don't want to fall in the water with my brand new GoPro. Wow, look at this. Oh my goodness. The stream is just fully flowing. Flowing really well too. You couldn't have done that with, you'd have needed 5 sticks of dynamite to do this. I wonder when this happened. There's a big chunk of it right there. Amazing. Well, I actually see the line of the creek forming up again here. The creek comes around, turns around, goes through. It has a little pool right down in here. Then it goes this way. Dad was kind of hoping he was going to be able to fish in here again. He always said he could catch fish in here. I won't be doing it this year, though. Wow, the dock is looking truly sad from here. And this water goes down enough and that ground gets solid enough to stand on, I will be able to get in there and just work that like it's on dry ground. I've said for the last 3 years, I look at that thing and go, I know that needs to come out, but the beavers just won't let me, so I guess I can't do it yet. Looks like the beavers have been taken out of the picture. Wow. Okay, cool. Something to be aware of. A reality we will deal with this year as we proceed with this project. Let's finish the walk around. Amazing. Catastrophic beaver dam collapse. First time I've ever seen that. Now, this is one of the things that I'm not super happy about, and it wouldn't bother me at all if these beavers have decided to relocate. There isn't a single hardwood through here they haven't gotten after and done something terrible to. I see I've lost these two now. This area is getting barer and barer. I'm going to need to replant. I've made some efforts up in here to replant with Norways. Those are doing really well, I see. But the trees can't grow fast enough to replace the loss of cover from the beavers coming in here. All this got to get cut up and moved. Oh shit. This one fell last year. It is outside of the area I consider to be my mown area, so I didn't bother with it. I kind of just left it. I'm kind of thinking I might continue to do that. Look at the size of the damn thing. Good Lord. Overall, not bad. Wow. That little black pine right there is becoming very full and healthy looking. Look at him. I ought to trim those the branches right down there on the bottom. Just see if I can get him a nice upright shape. I'll take all the tree cover I can get with the beavers tearing it all down. All right. walk around and we check to see if there's anything alarming. Don't see anything so far. There's been a lot of tree fall, but nothing hit the cabin, and so we're in good shape. Let's check to see how our gas supply is doing. We're at about 50%. I think I was at 55% when I came in last year, so at this rate, I'm not going to need gas for some time. This area happens to be where I pile up stuff that, well, when I get an opportunity, it's burnable. I predict a much larger pile of stuff is going to be here soon. The very first thing we do when we get up here is we need to ensure that we have a supply of water. This is the well that will do that. It is currently in a state, it's in a state. So last year, had a complete failure of the pump. There's a set of little set screws on a little mechanism that kind of holds the leather down in there. And those little set screws were really old, and it just went to go pump this, and it just came right up out of there and stopped pumping. And I took it all apart, and I found that those two little set screws were, after 50 years of being used, they wound up being, they just wore away to the point where they just pulled out. Had to drill it out, tap it, put in new set screws, and etc., etc. And then I had some stuff. There's more about out in the shed, out in the garage. But it's the stuff you pour down the well, these little pellets, and they're acid. I poured a whole bunch of them down there, and then you let it sit for, they said 24 to 48 hours. I let it sit for 24 hours. And then you start pumping the water out. And after I did that, I had to pump out, I don't know how many 5-gallon buckets I put in that thing and filled up. It must have been 30. So yeah, I probably brought out about 150 gallons of water, and I just poured it out in the field. And out in the field, it killed the shit out of the grass where I poured it. I might be able to go out there and see that still. But after I'd done that, it started coming up as really clean, good smelling well water. I don't generally drink the well water when I'm up here. I bring water in. But I use it for other things. I use it to bathe, for one. I use it for a variety of things. I think, though, that acid treatment was hell on wheels for the leather, because it's not touching at all. There's no contact between the leather and the inside of the pump right now. I know it's going up and down. So we're going to pour a little water in here to get it to start soaking some up, just to get it to kind of start getting wet. I want to see if I can pour in enough to where I can hear it kind of make a suction sound. No. Okay, well, we're going to do what we can. There we go. I heard a little. Okay, well, we're not going to waste all the water. We're going to let that sit for, I don't know, half an hour. We'll come back. Maybe that leather will have soaked up a little bit of that water and start being able to make contact with the inside of the pumping surface there. And maybe we get water. I hope so. I already unlocked this. I wanted to put my cigar away, so let's get the barn open, because we got a lot of work to do in here. It's kind of dark and spooky in here before you get it open. Well, if you think it's dark and spooky now, you ought to see what it looks like come night. Had this garage door installed 2 years ago, was it? A guy came in and did it for me. I found him on, I don't remember where I found it. He told me he did most of his business on Facebook nowadays. I don't remember his name, or I'd say it. He did a really good job. So if I can remember his name, I'll say it, because I absolutely recommend him. He put this thing in, and it's been good ever since. Now, these are the original doors. I'm going to go outside and look at that from out there. So those are the original doors that didn't, that was all there was on this thing. I'm pretty sure if you really wanted to get in here and you just decided to give that a really hard yank, it would pop right off. But I didn't want to take these doors off even after I got that garage door put on, because I kind of like the way it looks like this. Or at the very least, I'm not ready yet to have the barn look like it's fully modernized with a garage door. I kind of like the fact that if somebody came in here and was like, I'm going to get in there and find out what's in there, and then they yanked it, and what they'd find behind it is a steel door. Haha. Psych. Of course, if they really wanted to get in, that's the thing about up here. If they really wanted to get in, they could get in. All right. There we go. We got a couple little tiebacks here for these. I'll use this one here. Back over here, it's got this thing. I have no idea what that is. One of Dad's many creations. Here's the thing I like about it. Let me show you the thing, my favorite thing about that. Because I got all the time in the world. Here, let's take this. I don't know if this will show up on the thing. I don't know how much wind noise I'm going to get. I don't know whether I'm going to need a microphone to do this kind of stuff. Probably, but here we go. Hee hee hee. It's my favorite thing. All right. Put my cigar away. I think I'll get it back out and light it up. This is the new garage. I don't know how well the GoPro is going to get video in here with this low a light. I've spent the last, well, this is season 4. Seasons 1, 2, and 3 were rebuilding this building and getting in here and doing everything that needs to be done. I have yet to go and do like a heavy amount of work in the cabin. I got in there and I cleaned a lot of stuff, but I really kind of don't want to get in there and do anything yet. I'm not ready to. It's going to require a lot of time and money. I'm kind of hoping I have more of those things in the future. And we'll see how that goes. But if those things came about, I wound up with a little more time and money. I got big plans for that building. For now, though, we do what we can. First job. The batteries. Let's get that installed. This is the, I hope this thing's not dead, because I don't know if I have a spare. I know there's a battery I have. I don't know where I put it. I looked around at home and I couldn't find it. I assume that means I brought it up here, but I don't see it now that I'm looking around. So this one better work. It spent the winter on the tender, so there's no reason why it shouldn't. We got to get it in this thing, because this thing's got to come out in order to do anything useful in this building. I know one day, I know the day will come when I go to start this son of a bitch, and it won't. This was marketed by, I think this is the Tractor Supply version. This is a Massimo, but you'll find this particular vehicle sold under about 19 different names. I think Coleman sells one, and a bunch of them. This is actually a Hisun 550 or 500. It's a Korean built. It's been a decent, it's a really good little machine if you can get it to run. It's iffy on starting. The fuel meter no longer works, the fuel gauge, so you can't really tell how much gas you have in it. You just have to pour gas into it in a generous way. And, well, we'll see. I'm going to shut the video off while I attempt to install this battery and see if it will turn over. Moment of truth. I put a new starting solenoid in this thing last year because it was really hesitant to start. It helped, but it didn't totally correct the problem. As Eric over at I Do Cars says, there's no rule that states there can only be one thing wrong with a car. Well, this is a good sign. I hear the fuel pump going. It pumped things up. Let's hit that brake and see what she does. Come on. Hey! You're all right. You know that? You hear that bad hesitation on the start? That catch it's got? Yeah. It's going to be a problem one day. Hopefully I'm not somewhere far away when it happens. We'll just take this guy out and park him somewhere. Let's try not to hit the van. I'm kind of notorious for backing into shit. Alright, this is good. I'm gonna let him run. Good job, baby. first get him started, I like to just let him sit and run for 20 minutes or so, because he doesn't get to run very often. I suspect that's not going to be a problem on this trip though, because I have a lot of work planned for him and this little trailer over here. Let's see what kind of shape that trailer's in, whether the tires need air or what. This poor old trailer. One of my jobs I hope to get to sometime this year is to pull this all apart and get a new surface in there, rebuild its walls. This is a useful little thing to have around here. You just put that thing on there and then you can haul lots of brush from places that you would otherwise have to drag it one piece at a time from. We don't want to do that, so we'll be hooking him up here at some point during the weekend, some point soon, in fact, and we'll be using him. All right, hey, look at us, we're making progress here. I don't know how long it's been. It should be enough. It always takes a little more water. Oh, look, oh, yeah. I think. That was that was a very particularly obscure movie quote. Anybody knows that, put it in the comments. Well, water. Let's see. Smells okay. Yeah, it smells like clean well water. I always worry about it after that treatment it got last year, but it flows a lot better now. Holy cow, look at this. Man, that'll fill a bucket up. Surely it will. Okay. Man, we're just knocking them out. We're knocking it out of the park here. I haven't filmed this. This has never been a thing that's been on video, so let's do it. This is the power cartridge. It's really, please electrical engineers who happen to see this video, constructive advice, please. Because it's a strictly amateurish job, but it works. This normally hangs on my wall in the garage in my home, where I have a similar hanger. It's not light. This is a temporary unit. I built this when I realized that my original plan wasn't going to come through because of COVID. There's another one of these that I've built. It will get a permanent installation. I am hoping this happens in season 4. It's been a long goal. It is the last place that needs framing for drywall, and the door makes that very tricky because this is all going to get drywalled in except for some ports that I can get to this outlets. In any case, the permanent unit, I see he's laying on his cords. We don't like that. Permanent unit will get lag bolted into the wall. We'll be done. I've replaced the doors. I've done everything I could for security. Security's tricky up here. You're remote enough to where anybody who wants to show up, they can. You know, if they're like, oh, hey, there's a barn. Maybe there's something good in it. I probably shouldn't be broadcasting this for that reason, but, you know, I insure the place. That's, I need to get that policy looked at. So this is the pack. It says currently it's lead acid. Lead acid is the chemistry up here, guys. Before you say anything, this is up north. Lead acid is the chemistry up here. My inside system is the first place I'm trying out a lithium ion, and I'm not unhappy with it, but it is a limited installation. This is power. This unit can supply, my goal is to have it be able to supply something that looks like a 50 amp service to the building. Like an old 50 amp service like the one you get back in 1953 or whatever. I just provide that to the building through whatever I can build here. This is not the final unit for that purpose, but this unit is pretty good. What I've come to understand about lead acids, they don't work like that, and I was dumb to do this, to leave it at 50%, because that's as much of it as I used last year, using the damn thing all year long. And I thought, you know, 50% is not a bad place to leave a battery. It's not charged, it's not sitting there bursting at the seams, and it's not all dead either. It's somewhere in the middle, and I'm told that acid doesn't like that. That's actually the wrong thing to do to lead acid. You ever get the lecture from ChatGPT where it's like, Chris, I need to get very serious with you for a moment. Yeah, that's what I got out of that. It's like, you have probably sulfated your batteries. The robot's usually not wrong about this kind of shit, so yeah, probably. Well, right now, we can boot this sucker, and it will begin we get 3 beeps. First beep, hey, I'm awake. Second beep, I don't remember. I'm still awake. I'm looking around. I'm seeing if I can find a battery. That's the next thing. And then in a second, beep, hey, I found a battery, and it's there, and I can begin converting this charge. And the number says, it looks 50 in this too. So this is coming up fine so far. We are now inverting on this guy. Anybody who recognizes this is just, the thing I'm amazed by in this market right here is that these things are changing so fast. This was what I got, I don't remember when I got this, 2022 or something like that, and it was like, okay, that looks like it'll do my job. And boy, has it ever done my job. But nowadays, these things are getting crazy. When I went and looked at these, they're nuts now. They're like, but they're ever better. They support ever better batteries, and they're awesome, but man, they're expensive too. This is super cheap. That was 600 bucks, I think. And then a whole shitload of bunch of freaking, shit from Lowe's. The other one I built is in fact, hopefully in this season it will show up. It is literally bulletproof in a couple of places, the other one. That maybe is the last thing that goes in this year, I hope. But in any case, it is ready. It is currently supplying. We make sure these are off, and then I can supply to various things. All right, so this is the outlets. Red is the outlets in here, in the barn. Blue is the lights here in the barn. Green is a whole f***ing cabin. So he gets special treatment. This all gets redone here soon. We're gonna get a different set of things that hold them and stuff like that. The new one's got 3 outlets on it. They can all be hooked up at once. Right now, if you want to power the house, you got to use one of the ones in here. But we now drop these in, and we just powered the outlets and the light circuit. So boom, on come our lights. I don't have a huge amount of light put in right now. It's just this big old chunk of, I think I bought 5 of those. I only put in 3 because up here I got a window, kind of keeps it kind of bright. Everything's looking good. These outlets are all hot. You can run any kind of power tools you want off of them. I got one all the way out there to the door because that's where you want to run a power saw out here all day. That's where you plug it in. You just need a short little electrical cord. It's getting to feel like a wired place. This framing is done. That was a project of September, I believe. Maybe July, I can't recall. I got up here and I just didn't. I happily spent a day framing that whole thing. So it's ready for drywall in every single way. I've gone to the other side and I've done the same thing. This is a lot of framing that went in. This building is becoming substantially stouter as I'm putting these in. And the last couple sections to do are in here because it's also specialized. I got to do cripples up there and get a horizontal. And I've got some, let's bring it in. It's out in the truck. We're going to just go till the GoPro dies. Edit it later, I guess. Editing seems like it'd be a really, really exhausting process. We got some of this because we're just going to form, this is not what you call a standard door framing. It is a little bit of a hack job, but it's stronger than shit. So I'm just gonna, it wound up just being difficult drywall wise. So we're just gonna fake it. We're gonna get started with the power. Yeah, this is our power solution right now. I'm actually just thinking about buying like 3 of these. This is a nice little unit right here. These aren't too expensive. I think I paid $1,200 for it. It's a Honda. Such a wonderful little motor. Such a wonderful little thing. For up here, it's like a delicate little flower compared to the stuff that Dad usually had up here. But he's super nice, super duper nice. He's super quiet. We got 1 power unit out here. See this? We plug this in. What's going to wind up happening is that's going to be on this. That wire just comes right over here. We just got 1 to 1. This is what this is like sort of temporary. But we won't do this just yet. We can do this as we come in. This is the way we'll connect it. For now, we'll just get the thing running. We'll power it. So this guy, he hasn't run all year. We'll see. He takes a lot of pulls to begin with because he's filling up his little bell. We choke him, we get the fuel turned on, and I don't know, 10 pulls usually. Let's get this on. There we go. Now he can suck. Let's just make sure he got lots and lots of gas too. He's gonna run a long time. Ew, boy, that's looking. I've been down in here for a while. The last time I ran this was a year ago. Significantly. There's a little left in there. I know these are full. At least one of them is. Yeah, 2 of them are. I have a lot of gas up here. Been trying to burn it down a little bit. I'm gonna. I don't know if I want to use the old stuff. I don't know what's wrong with it. There's still some gas from up here. Saved some gas. I never know what the quality of this stuff is, but I think I've been getting it full up right here. I got 2 full cans in there. I must have done something. This is all I used last year, really? Place is pretty efficient, I guess. This is the ASMR portion of the podcast, or whatever the hell it is I'm filming. The gurgling of gasoline into a... All right. And we just move this when we want to go to the next one. It's not that hard to move, mostly. Come on. Son of a bitch. There you go. That thing's almost all done. Where are the spares? I know I got like 3 spares. Where are they? Uh-oh. That's going to drive me nuts unless I remember. I have some. I just don't remember where they are. Oh, you know what? I'll bet they're with the funnels. Let's test our theory. Yes, there they are. Along with the funnels. Huh? The organization system is paying off. Once again, we return to the ASMR portion of today's broadcast. Just a little more. Oh, I think she's just about done. It's playing kind of rhythm music. Look at this. Just about done, but definitely not quite. Where are you putting all this, baby? There. Okay, choke's on. Fuel's on. Let's just fill her up. Ooh, ow. Oh, nice. Took what, 3 pulls to fill up? Good. Let's let her run for a minute while we just let her stabilize, and then we will power the world. She's nice and stable, probably nice and warm, making a nice smell. We're right, either one of these 2. Right this way, here we go. Okay, she's powered. Now, when we plug this in here, let's turn the light on so we can watch it happen. Although it'll show up here. It will beep again. We'll say, hey, I think I see some AC power. Which one? That one right there. Here we go. Clunk. Oh, I think I just got plugged into something that's producing reliable AC power is what it's saying right now. Let me test it. So it's testing it and it's going, yes, this will provide me current so that I can just start jamming it down into these things like we're gonna dump it in like gangbusters. So it's already decided, this little diagram, it's got this little thing that says, all right, there it is. So it's now, we got a bypass, meaning that any loads that are coming out here are being provided by the generator. And in the meantime, the charger has come on and it's just going dump into the battery. It's probably there. And there we go. So it just said, okay, I think this power is good enough. I'm gonna start applying it to the battery. This is the input from the battery and the output to the battery, or what? Input bad. Oh, I think this is saying what's coming out of and going into the battery. And according to this, 1.02 kilowatts is currently going into this battery. So if you think about that in scale, that would be like you have one of them big heaters that you walk by when you're in Costco and it's really cold outside and you walk by and you go, ah, it's so nice. That's one of those. We don't need the lights right now, we got daylight. So I'm gonna pull the light circuit for right now. All right? I should probably just shut this off while I'm doing this, just to not surprise anything. We're gonna power the cabin. Because we are going to set the other charger to work as well. The cabin is now, once we flick this in, the cabin will get power. Nothing in there is plugged in. My strict policy in the cabin is nothing is plugged in ever. So, ooh, that made a noise. That made a weird vibratory noise, or did I imagine that? Maybe I'm hearing stuff. I'm gonna want to watch that video back because that was freaking spooky. Kinda, okay, so just a big bouncing wave of current flowed over everything. Let's make sure the pump's still going too. But now, all these outlets in here also have power. It is wired for 120, just kind of old school, that's all. So in here, this, the lights are provided by another system altogether. You're looking at it. This is the 12-volt system. The cabin is currently powered by a 12-volt system. I have not changed that. That's Dad's old design. I am preserving it in every way. As a matter of fact, I'm going to build a new one when I get around to rewiring. But currently, all the lights run off a 12-volt system. They're all just DC little LED lamps and stuff like that, just kind of stuff that scrounged up. This is their power source. This is my lithium-ion guy. He's a 280. And he's been nice. This is a charger for lithium ions. And I got two ways to stop him. For one, we don't turn him on, so he's got to turn on. And now he's not in the circuit until this switch flips over. I hate this switch, and I want to change the system. I despise this system, but we drop him in there, and he's going to go, okay. I have no idea what kind of state of charge he's going to be in. I know that this guy has reliably, after it hasn't taken more than about an hour or two of it participating in the charging sequence before the little light actually just turns green. Significant progress. Today is Saturday. It's first full day of the job. First day I get to wake up here on the property and get immediately to work. Man, that machine tears the living crap out of the lawn. Oh well, a couple of rains and that'll be fine. I've made some progress. There's some of the stuff that was kind of laying there. This guy that was down right there when I first came in, that guy over by the barn is done. That guy, boy, getting a look at this, I just realized I kind of have to prioritize a little bit. This is going to be, I had kind of hoped, I have one entire trip that's just nothing but cleanup, and then, well, then I can get busy on the stuff I really want to do. But I see now, this is going to be, cleanup's going to be a season-long thing. I probably have to dedicate a day every trip to it and just get out here and do exactly what I've done today, and just move brush. That pile is going to get to be one seriously almighty pile of brush. That's another day. That's another full day of burning. It's assuming I get a day this year where burning is a thing that I could do. Today is actually not a terrible day for burning. It's been wet up here, so the woods around me is very damp, as I've come to find out all day long while I'm working on it. But a day when the woods is damp is the best day to do a fire. But the lumber's got to be dry too. If that lays there all season long, and I do a date in September when I burn, that'll be a lot easier. That pile will crunch down and just be, it's gonna be a mess. You'll be able to walk through it with a chainsaw and just cut it into strips and then bring it over and just throw it on the fire, almost. It won't be that easy, of course. It never is that easy. The generator has been running. Last night the generator ran. I guess it was about 3 hours. We got some thunderstorms that blew through yesterday, so I had to just take a break. I went and took a nap. While I was in there, I heard the generator on the lithium iron in the for the 12-volt system. I actually heard it stop. Went in there, sure enough, little green light. It was all set. So I disconnected that from the circuit, but I kept running that thing until it got dark, and it was still in bulk mode. It was just dumping a kilowatt into that battery pack. I heard it just about a few minutes ago change its tone. The battery went suddenly the generator went real slow, and I went in and I checked, and it had gone into a different, I wish the little screen would show you what mode it was in, but I think it's gone into float mode now. It was taking about 590 watts when I looked at it, because it went down, the generators basically went down to idle, and then a few minutes later, brrr, came back up. I have committed to the fact that I'm going to run that generator until such time as that charger just says, okay, I'm done. I can't get one more electron into that battery pack. I realized I left some of my camera equipment out in the car. We're going to go out and make a trip out to the car and just show you one of the states up here. This is twilight. Twilight is one of the best times. By twilight, though, you damn well better have a plan for how you're going to have a night indoors. Because when night arrives here, it arrives with some authority. So when we come out, first thing we do is we kind of look around a little bit. We're going to kind of make sure that we don't see anything kind of hanging around out at the edges of the land, some dark shapes that might be our furry friends who might think that you would be tasty. And you gotta not stare out into the woods too long, or you will see them. Camera equipment's in here somewhere, I think. It probably rolled on the damn floor. Yeah, it did. I see some of it right there. Ah, that's all of it. Okay, I want my power station too. I don't know that I'll need it, but I should have brought it in a long time ago. Here, camera junk. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, let me tell you, doing this at twilight is actually kind of a pleasant experience. You ought to try this in the more authoritative night. Call that a harrowing experience. We're going to leave this flashlight in here because that's what we do. Okay, lock the door. I don't know that it's really necessary to lock the door, but makes me feel better. Building's all buttoned down. Well, this is why the rest of the season cannot just be, I did all the clearing and now I can work on new fun stuff. Because of this. This is the rest of the way down the North Road. It's not what you'd call clear. It's it's got stuff out here I don't even know what to do. I got a plan for this guy already though. If my saw can hit it, and the winch will work, because that thing right there, it's no good for wood. It is hollow all the fucking way through, all the darn way through. Sorry, YouTube. Maybe I could edit that. I gotta watch my language. And I'm gonna need to go get some water as well. This is a hollow log. This is going to become a hollow log feature on my land. I just got to get it over here. And then this is a thing that, you know, presumably someday, maybe if little people were up here kind of checking things out, they'd want to go check out the big hollow log over there that we got all kinds of weird bugs and mushrooms in it. That's kind of fun. I want to have one. I can have one. I have no other use for that. And I'm not going to haul it the hell out of here either. So this guy, maybe, he's kind of broken right there. This I might be able to chip up enough to get it on the brush pile. It'll burn like freaking crazy. It's dry as shit. This is easy. This is the first stop. That's a day's work. This is a bunch of winching work I don't have any idea how to do. I'm going to start down there and just kind of see if I can haul it in that direction up over the hump. And then maybe grab it on that side and pull it that way. I got to get all that crap clear first. And then that's just the beginning. Back here, this guy is the other side. So this guy has two sides of him come off in the time since I've been back here. All of this got to get cleaned up. This is like, I think there might be some wood in that. Might be, I don't know. Look at it all. Look at it all. Oh my God, there's so much. And then this was just a snap off. Yet another snap off, a good sized one too. I think I've cleared up 7 of these on this trip. I don't understand. This is a persistent mystery for me. Last year was the year of the 100-year ice storm up here. And I came up and I had a few of these kind of things like this, but like 1 or 2. This year was not. It was like, I don't know if they got another ice storm or if it's just like maybe it's the year after the ice storm you get this, but so many jack pines snapped off way up there like that. And they came down, and then you got a big thing down here. You got to chop that up and you got to get it into logs and you got to get it all moved. It's a pain in the buttocks. And the whole purpose down here is this guy, because this guy is stranded. The way we get him out is up the north road. We ain't getting nothing up that north road right now. The goal is to get this guy out and out in the front, where he can be used or perhaps be looked at by somebody who might be interested in purchasing it. I don't know. I don't like doing jobs like this. Anytime you're getting up here and you find you're doing a job where you're exerting like a lot of force, you should think about what you're doing. Maybe think about not doing it. But this guy, what I'm thinking I can do is pull right up here, park the machine, put the parking brake on, get its winch out and just loop it around there, make a loop, and then just sit there and yank it. See if I can get it to pull up straight. I don't care about the trunk. It's this. If I could get that to close back up again, you get a tire in that when you're on your way through here and you're not going home. Last year, and it broke from there, and it was laying directly across the barn's roof. And it was half down. I don't know, I don't remember how exactly I did it. I got some chains on it. You'll find some big skid marks over here where I dug a couple of trenches dragging the thing with that machine so that it was not going to fall in the barn anymore. But it got it tangled up in the trees. I don't know how it got over this. I don't know how it got between these. I honestly do not know how that happened. It must have fallen between them. It was, that's right. It had first fallen like this right between them that direction. It was twisting them over. That one was twisted over really bad, as I recall. It was laying about like this. It would have got the corner. If it had fallen straight down, it had gotten the corner and it had gotten the awning. So I had to do something about that. Now, I'd like to just clean the damn thing up because it's awful. And I'm thinking I want to drag this. I'm just going to get out here and get the winch out here and just see if I can make this whole thing just go drag, drag, drag until it falls off of that tree. The main one it's stuck to. I kind of didn't... Where? Right over there. Start first time, baby. Oh, it's that hesitation right there. I hate it, hate it. Yes, I like the looks of this. Just let her run. Nothing wrong with just letting her run. Okay. Now, which way do we go? Okay, we're lifting her. Let's disconnect and then lift her. And then we'll just drift away real gentle like. I think. Are we coming off? It's grabbing that thing. I'm gonna keep going. There. Why are you so interested in keeping that? Bring you up another inch or two. Just don't want that thing getting in the way. All right, that looks good. I should be able to back up to that again later. I don't know how the audio is going to work on this. Hello. Where are we going, by the way? We'll do that first one. See what happens. Still go either way I want. Get out of here. I'm gonna pull this guy as hard as he goes because it's the only thing we got is the weight of the vehicle, and if it pulls itself towards it instead, well, that's the thing. I haven't used the winch in a time. Let's see if it still works. I hope so. I know it's not wound particularly well. It's wound very badly, and I've been meaning to address that, but for right now, guessing. You want to keep this thing running while you do this. I'd like to turn it off because I'm pretty sure it's going to affect the quality of the audio we're going to get here. Out. Nice. I like what I'm seeing, baby. Keep giving it up. I'm not gonna have enough cord. It's okay. I should switch hands. Okay. I just want to get a loop around it. I think it'll have enough tension to stay underneath it. That thing probably is good for something. I don't know what that's for. I don't do this a great deal, so there's probably some hidden reason why that thing's there. Doesn't gouge or something? I don't know. Yeah, the other way. Yeah, it needs rewound real bad. Okay. Let's just stand away a little bit. Yeah. That's kind of what I wanted. You're mostly winning the war. Like, turn your wheels even worse. Maybe we stomped around up here or something. The roots are all up. Still, it's not bad. It's better than it was. I like it. We can stomp that area flat too, but I'm not going to stand too close to it right now. Come on, baby. Let's see what I can get out of you. That's about as much as I think I'm going to get out of it. It's fine. This is as much as I need. Okay. Tension's off. We can just kind of make sure that the whine doesn't get worse here. All right. Yeah. Somewhere over here. That stump. The damn stump. Oh, maybe it's time for Mr. Stump to meet his end. Because this is the angle I want to use, and he is right there. So there's another job that just jumped up right in front of us. I don't think it's that bad, though. I don't want to get the stump grinder out is the thing. I can get it down low enough to where the tires will go over it, and I don't worry. That's fine. Yeah, out of gear, you. We'll shut down for this. This is an ugly job. No, it shouldn't be that bad. With the way this guy has been running this weekend, has been spectacular. The only question is, can I get it low enough? I don't want to get into the dirt with the blade, but I got to get it low enough to where my tire won't kill me. This thing got plenty of clearance. I don't like doing side cuts like this. Do not care for it. So the next few minutes, no narration will be a thing. So yeah, we're gonna choke it a little bit. It's been a while. Yeah, one more. Gotta warm up. She's like she's a gosh darn scalpel is what she is. Ooh, look at it, it's not even fallen down yet. And it's just a log, which we also have to carry with the thing. Wow, it's not light either. There we go. Yeah, my tire will go right over that. But yet another cleanup task. Just reared its big ugly trunk-like head. I meant to do stumps this weekend. That was on my list, and it's like, ha ha ha, you're not gonna get to that. So paradoxically, we got to one of them. I'd like to do that one too. That one's also just grinded off at the bottom. But we came here to do the pull. Let's see if we can do that. We can get this guy out of the trees so that he's laying flat all the way down there. I don't want to cut it. I tried cutting it. There's just too much pinch on it. Of course, I tried that with the electric. That was a poor thing. It will snap in there, but there's probably enough meat left on the log for it to pull. I think we're about as far out as we want to be, in fact. I'm just going to bring out a lot of cable for this. I don't want to be close. We're going to get the brake on. Let's get her running so she got the power. Yeah, you're going to burn gas for us. We don't necessarily need to be up there. If it becomes necessary, that'll be fine. This is actually a long way. Let's get up a little. I don't need to go up over the stump. Still, it would have been a pain in the ass to do this with that freaking stump in the way. But, so that's good news. We actually don't have to go up over the stump. We just have to get a little closer. Yeah, more like that. This is good. It's not going to come that far. And that's a lot of cable to let out. Where's neutral? Oh, those little fan gears in there. The little fan gears are effed. I got a set of them. I've been delaying putting them in. Okay, we need our thing. We're gonna need to run a lot of it out. So we're just gonna be standing at the vehicle doing this for a while, I think. Let's go. This thing needs to be cleaned out. Oops, I didn't pinch that, did I? I didn't do that. Get out of there, you. Yeah, oh, squished down on that a little harder than I wanted him to. Okay, we're going out with it. Oh, yeah, I have it running. Dumas. Can I start you? Can't. There's no hand operation that will start this thing. Okay. So we're just here running it out. Putting a little tension. How many feet to go? Try now, stupid. I have a conversation with our inner caveman. He finds these tools wondrous. When you pull things, stupid smart man of future. Shut up, we're getting to it. Let's see how much we got and how much we need still. I'm gonna get around. I want to go up a little bit higher. Up here somewhere. High as I can. I think it's gonna strip down. I'm hoping it kind of catches on something. It doesn't just pull off the end of the log. It gets wider down there. I don't know what'll happen. We will watch carefully as we go. Yeah, this is kind of what I want. Yes, more of that. More of that crackly, crunchy sound shit. Don't bring that one down. If we do bring that one down, that would be a tragedy. No, we didn't know. He's a lot clearer. I can see more of the sky through there now. I don't know, we've got to pull it out. If I pull it out a little bit, it'll have natural hang. I won't have to block it. So, I hardly ever get a chance to sort of define where my lines are out here, but today I did so. I just blow the leaves out past them. This is the line I guess I want to have from now on. And then I went ahead and defined this. This is the secret pathway that takes you to the mouse paradise. There's a tree in the way. Without this tree being here, this would be the perfect path, but it's a healthy young oak. I dread the thought of killing him. This will be one of the places we have to begin when we come back. Plenty of brush back here to clear, and mouse paradise here. So you guys, I want them to like sort of look out in the distance and say, see those big red buildings out there? We don't go there. Our friends go and never come home. Right, so stay away. Live in mouse paradise instead. Lots of logs, lots of cut logs, lots of brush. Another thing we need to think about right there. Our entryway is completely clear. This has maybe been a third of the clearing work that was needed. It was a full weekend spent doing it. So it gives me an idea of the kind of effort we're looking at for the rest of the land. Not a small one. This is the last thing we saw happen on just by the end of the last segment. This guy, we brought him down, kind of defined where the outside of where we care is, but doesn't matter. He needs to be cleaned up. It's all dead up there. It's easy brush hauling. Not doing it today though, that's for sure. Another one out there, that one's not so easy. Look at the big old branches on him. That was not a small tree. That was a big tree. Just snapped right off. Jack pines, man. All right. And back there, of course. Think from an aesthetic standpoint, that's where I start actually next time. It's in closer. It needs to be cleaned up. I want to have a good view out over the whatever that's going to turn into. A little swampy, bushy area, all green and verdant, and a little pond. Yes, 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 yes. Please give me some cool thing to have on my land. I'm not sure what else is to do tonight. I don't think I have anything more planned out here. I'm not taking on any more big jobs. I am about beat. I'm about beat down into the ground. I could use about 3 Whoppers right now. But what we're going to have is a sandwich and some soup. Because we can. That'll be soon. It always feels good to get up here, and you think about this all winter long. You know it's up here all the time. I often think about this place when I'm at home, and I'm like, what is happening up there right now? And the answer is, it's just like this. All the time. Even when you're not here. It's a wonderful place. Property's looking great. All that stuff cleared up. We're good. All right. And so this has been season 4, episode 1 of the Neverending Build, IRL edition. If you like this content, like, share, and subscribe, please. And we will see you next time.